All right, welcome to another installment of the Fragments of Silicon reviews. Let's see, 3 reviews, 1 impressions vid this week. The first of which is Spud Customs. Um, in the nation of Spud, you guard the last safe haven for potatoes. Every shift tests your judgment. Inspect documents, expose lies, and blast desperate runners with missile defense systems. As dark secrets emerge, you will follow orders or dare to change their fates forever. Um, okay, first of all, I'm going to
I'm
take
not sure how
issue
I
with.
feel about making Papers, Please more dramatic, but also replacing all of the humans with potatoes.
I'm like, more dramatic is perhaps relative.
Okay,
Um,
well, the description is certainly more dramatic.
right, but that's the marketing materials.
And you have
Um,
rocket launchers.
I guess this is more dramatic, but see that misses one of the grand points of Papers, Please.
Right. If you have point defense systems, you are in a radically more powerful situation than you are in Papers, Please, which is the point.
Uh-huh. Um anyway, yeah, so before I continue on, I want to take an issue with the first bullet point here, unique gameplay fusion. No, this is literally Papers, Please, but less good. And with, yeah, missiles. Um,
Technically new.
right. I guess that's the unique gameplay fusion. It's just launching the missiles is kind of bad. I do, I did like the little touch of sometimes the missile fires and it doesn't explode. Um, that would have been something that Papers, Please would have done with this. Only it would have been smarter about it. Yeah, in case it's not obvious yet, I didn't think much of this game. Um, and it's difficult to know where to start. I'm like, and I know there would be some reviewers who would cover a game like this and try to avoid comparisons to Papers, Please all that much, but look at the thing. Just look at this. Like, they were not subtle about their influence, let's say. Yeah, this game wanted to be Papers, Please, but didn't understand what made that game tick. And I mean that on a fundamental level. Because Papers, Please wasn't just about you are a civil servant in unnamed communist regime, or was highlighting like specifically the evils of a communist totalitarian system. Like it was also about the banality of evil and how even a seemingly insignificant cog in the great wheel can be driven to do horrible things for one reason or another. You know, that's what all the systems are designed around in Papers, Please. This one is a lot more Soylent Green to, I suppose, spoil the twist of the game. Not that it's particularly subtle about it. Like, I think it's like at the end of day one when they start mentioning the root reserve and how important it is to the nation's future. And they start mentioning, where do like? In fact, I think one of the first questions that comes up is, where do all the rejected potatoes go? And they're like, don't ask. So, yeah, this game isn't really once again subtle about its messaging, but I'll be honest, I'm not exactly sure what the messaging was here.
What if there were potatoes and they had a whole immigration program to determine who gets turned into French fries or not? Would that be fucked up or what? Anyway, I'm Rod Serling.
Bro.
Oh, I think it was more it was more mashed potato shake. But yeah, that's about what they were going for here. And it's also, things happen really fast. Like, I went from unassuming border guard to the rebellious liberator in about 4 days or 4 sessions here.
Uh-huh.
Now, that might have been just based on some of the choices here, but things snowballed fucking quickly. And okay, you wanted to make this a short story potentially. That would be something. Once again, everything felt a bit too cartoonish to get to get any grand point across, especially in the shadow of Papers, Please. But the biggest gameplay sin that this game does is it never evolves. That's another thing about Papers, Please. As the game went on, it made more and more critiques about the system you were in and how
and also got more it increased the pressure on the player character.
Yes.
And also on the player themselves by introducing more and more mechanics you had to worry about.
Yes. I thought they were going to be doing this at the end of like day 2 when they were introducing a new device, like a scanning device, which is something that happens in Papers, Please. I forget how far in, but Papers, Please gives you a scanner so you can see if there are like weapons or bombs or whatever in the people who are emigrating in. And it's not just a surveillance thing either, because in Papers, Please, there are like legitimately, people who are bringing in guns and bombs and shit like that. Once again, that's what we call nuance. Mm-hmm. In Spud Customs here, no, that's actually a plot point. That's a device that you use to undercover the great mystery, huge air quotes here. As far as the actual gameplay goes, no, it's the same as the previous day. And another thing I noticed, and I'm not sure if this was a bug or if this was intentional, but the objectives never changed. Like the pass-fail parameters of day 1 was the same as it was on day 4. Like, they didn't change at all. I'm honestly not sure. Like, when I reset the game, they changed, but I'm honestly not sure if that was a bug or not, which isn't good. Like, once again, you could have made a statement about that in terms of the tediousness of bureaucracy, but this game ain't smart enough to do that. Once again, that's the kind of thing that Papers, Please would have handled more deftly had it been a condition that they would have explored. I get why they didn't, because border crossings would actually change, depending on the moods of the higher ups, among other things. So I think that's about all I got here. Petty, is there anything you wish to add to the conversation?
When the laws change, they don't really tell me, when that happens.
Well, that's the thing. The laws never changed for me.
They changed a couple times for me.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, apparently that was a bug in my game then.
Were you playing on endless mode or on story mode?
No, I was playing story mode.
I'm playing on endless, and that's when they changed.
Okay, that might be it. Like maybe like the story mode was so short that they didn't have time. Like I said, it took me a half an hour to actually complete story mode with the good ending. And honestly, the gameplay wasn't interesting enough to continue on. Because once again, this thing never evolves beyond the basic look at passport, determine what's banned on your list, and that's it. That's honestly the biggest mechanical sin this game casted. In addition to all the narrative sins that it threw out. So in terms of pricing, this game is fairly cheap, clocking in at a mere $5. But the thing is, once again, Papers, Please isn't that much more expensive. Let me just... Yeah, Papers, Please is just $9.99, $10. So,
it typically goes on sale for less than $5.
Yes. I think I've seen it like for $2.50. I know Papers, Please is fairly old at this point, but if you haven't played Papers, Please, buy that.
Yeah, especially unless you're really into the potato aesthetic.
Yeah.
In which case, I question your sanity.
Yeah. If you haven't played Papers, Please, just avoid this. Like,
go play Papers, Please again.
Yeah.
Go mod Papers, Please. You know.
Once again, this is Papers, Please without the insight, the cleverness, evolving gameplay systems. Like, he just didn't understand what made Paper Please tick. And what they put out instead. Look, if you want this, just go watch Soylent Green. Seriously. Like, this game is just a flat-out dud. Like, one of the missiles fired.
One might call it a Spud. I'll see myself out.
A Spud dud. Like, you got to work the potato pun in with that.
Fair enough.
Like, anyway.
We'll workshop it later.
Yeah, that'll about do it for Spud Customs here. Be sure to tune in after the break, as Petty Fan will be reviewing Achilles Legends Untold.